What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So I figure I'll start this video while I'm sitting here in traffic. Yeah, Happy New Year. Channel's been a little quiet for a while. It's really hard when you buy. The channel's intended to be a motorcycle channel, right? I'm not really into vlogging lately, or I'm not really into it anymore than I used to, so it's kind of hard to think of something to record. I just I feel like things like that should be organic, and I can't make it organic. Some people have the talent for it, I don't. So and my motorcycles, the motorcycles that I buy tend to be quite reliable, so there's not a lot of drama that I can generate from them, which kind of it's a good and a bad thing, so like, I have the GSAs, the BMWs. I never had any problems with most of my bikes. So right now on the garage, there's the Jeep, the Subaru, the V4R, and this GSA. So so the 40th anniversary GSA, I love it. I love the color scheme of this, but actually I'm a little torn because I also like the HP that I had before this, the blue and the white, and paired with the accent of the gold wheels. It's definitely I'm a little torn because I like both, and just, I don't know, just to have both just for the color is kind of silly, but it is it's a unique color. I never HP colors used to be very loud and hey, look at me, but the 2019 HP is, for some reason I thought it was loud at first, but it was actually pretty subtle, because it's mostly white and there's hints of blue on the beak, but it is what it is. This model year has new features, the better headlights, also the heated front passenger and rider seat, which is very minimal stuff, but it's new. It's a new feature. I don't mind it at all. Just riding around town, doing some errands. I ride the GSA most of the time. It's just really the bike for me. I think it's the best bike ever. That's what I feel. But anyway, so there's four vehicles in the garage that are not really problematic. I did all the mods that I wanted to do for the Jeep already. I can't think of anything else that I want to do to the Jeep, actually. The V4R, I want to do an exhaust on it, but to be honest with you, stock sound, I know it doesn't look great, the stock exhaust, but it's loud. Like if you're in the track or just riding around town, it's loud without earplugs. That thing's pretty loud. So I'm essentially going to buy an exhaust for it just because of the cosmetics. So it would make the tone of the exhaust a little bit deeper, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna make the bike any better than that it already is. So the GSA, I also want to get an exhaust for, but also it's in the same it's the same. It doesn't make the bike any better. Also the way they make the muffler for the GSA now, it's what do you call this? They welded on. You can't remove the baffles. When I had my 2015, the Akrapovic, for that you can remove the baffles, but you can get another different brand where the baffles can be removed. But for the look of the GSA, the Akrapovic is made for the GSA, so it's kind of flows with the look of the bike, you know what I mean? That's just what I like the look of the Akrapovic on the GSA, so that's just my issue there. So yeah, so I'm a little conflicted about that. do I want to get an exhaust when it has a baffle? So what's the point, you know? So you are spending for cosmetics again. The Subaru I bought, it is a project. The Subaru, I'm actually making videos about it because you know, things like here and there. But the previous owner, the person that built the car, built it really well. So it's like there's nothing else for me to do. Actually, if I actually do anything extra to it, it might hurt the car, because then I'll be pushing more horsepower, and then I have to get a new block, a more reliable block, and something like that. Like the way it sits right now, it's already good, like as a package. If you know, if I want to push the horsepower even more, then I'm going over, you know, I'm going over like a threshold. So now I need to basically change the whole platform, do all the supporting mods and all that stuff. So I don't know, do I want to do that, or do I just want to get another vehicle? You know, that's the thing. It's like, but for the channel it would be a good, you know, I guess investment. But YouTube is kind of a love and hate relationship for me. It doesn't really do much for me, but it's kind of, I like doing it because it documents all the vehicles that I buy, and I kind of go through vehicles very, very quickly. Every couple of years I'll get another one, and sometimes I feel like it's just, I don't know, almost like an addiction or something. I think I'm trying to stop that this year, 2022. I'm trying to stick with buying. So I bought the GSA 3 times. So there's no reason for me to upgrade this again. There's no reason for me to change this bike unless there's a drastic difference anytime soon, which I doubt. I'm good with it. I'm good with my my everyday touring bike. It does everything. Like if you have the height to ride this, I don't know. People think it's ugly as hell, but I think it's a function over form. You know what I mean? Some people appreciate that. Some people don't. They like the looks more. So I mean, I can't. It's everyone's opinion. I mean, I used to have a Ducati Multistrada, so that's a pretty bike. But it doesn't do anything. It's fast, but it doesn't really carry a whole bunch of weight very well. I'm sure the new ones do. The new ones are a newer design. I had a 2013 at the time, so that's a completely different bike from the ones they have now. So it's a little bit windy today. Yeah, so the Jeep, like I said, the Jeep is pretty set. Like I changed the suspension on that almost 2.5 times. I'm currently running the metal cloak suspension system, and all the accessories that they have with the steering kit and all that. So I'm pretty happy with that setup. I don't think I'm changing that anytime soon unless it breaks. I am not enticed about any other off-road rig other than the Jeep. The Jeep right now with the diesel, I don't know, I love it. I don't have any complaints. Instead, I mean, it could get bigger, I guess, but the Jeep is a Jeep. I wish I could sleep in there more comfortably, because on the Range Rover that I had before, I could actually lay I'm 6'1", so 6'1", and then I can lay down flat, a little bit tilted to the side. But on the Jeep, I can't lay down at all flat with my legs, so I have to kind of sleep on my side, curled up a little bit. So there's just those things. Sometimes I just nitpicky things, not a big deal. Yeah. The V4, I mean, that's essentially, the V4 is just a track bike right now. I mean, it's ever since I bought it, it's pretty much been a track bike. I don't have any I don't plan to road ride that thing really. I know it's a super expensive bike for track, but that's what it's made for. If you can manage it. you know, why would you buy an HP for a race? You know, it's made for track, but it's expensive as hell. But you know, that kind of question, I mean, I could probably have done with the R6. I still would want an R6, which I'm thinking maybe I should maybe pick up a fixer-upper 600, something like that. Maybe that would be maybe that's something that I could do, mainly for the channel, because I could ride the V4R on rain mode, and it's pretty much a 600cc bike. That's why I'm kind of like, why do I need another bike to spend money on, is that I could just spend it on more track days or on the V4R itself. Yeah, so it's really hard to run a channel with very reliable vehicles, because if your channel is about vehicles, I guess that's what the topic of this video is about, is what's going on with the current stable. I've never been to this part of town. I guess I'll just keep talking until the camera dies. Look at all those cows. Trips planned this year, I don't know. It's been busy. It's been a busy transition in my life right now. Trips, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, if I can do any trips, or I missed going on trips. All of last year was pretty hectic since moving. It's just a lot of stuff going on, family, things like that. So I just I don't know. That's a question. I love open spaces like this. It's just very peaceful and calming when you're riding. I look back at my trips from before, when I was able to go on trips, motorcycle trips. I'm always conflicted. Do I want to go, when I go on a trip, do I want to bring my motorcycle, or do I want to drive? Because when I'm driving, it's easier to take pictures, get off, get on, and you can stop anywhere. But on a bike, you got to think about where you're stopping, and you have to take the camera out from the back, and like, it's not as I can't run and gun, kind of thing. And yeah, it's a little bit, I'm also conflicted about that, because I like both experiences, but it depends. On a bike, I want to go back to, for example, Alabama Hills. I took the Jeep. I kind of want to take the bike there next time. So that's kind of like one of those things I want to do. So I don't know if I can do it anytime soon. What else is there? So this old town feel, kind of like it. So if there is any bikes, I guess let's talk about what bikes I want to get, if I do want to. If I have unlimited funds and space, there is one car in particular, and there's one bike in particular. So there's one car and one bike in particular that I want to get. I just can't seem to justify it, because it's not really gonna give me anything extra than what I already get from what I have now, which is like, oh my god, I'm so content, right? So it's kind of weird, because every single year I will get something new, and it's just, this year I feel like I got what I need, and I don't regret selling the Ferrari. For one thing, trading it for the, I mean, not trading down, I wouldn't say trading down, it's like going back to the basics, getting getting the Subaru, a JDM car where you have to fix and all that stuff. The Ferrari was more reliable than this Subaru, to be honest with you. I had no problems with this, with the Ferrari. After I did all the fixings and stuff like that, I know it's initially expensive, but I bought it really cheap. So now that I fixed all the stuff, it was super reliable, and it was I drive it 2 hours each, 2 hours each way to my mechanic and back, and it doesn't give me any problems. The Subaru is fine too, but you get these old car crinks and stuff like that. It's just the nature of old cars, old Japanese cars. They're totally different things, but for some reason I enjoy the Subaru more than the Ferrari, to be honest with you. I enjoy, well, of course, first of all, I enjoy the manual aspect of it. It's manual. I enjoy how unique it is, the Subaru. It's a one of one. The way it was built, there's nothing else that looks like it. Other people can make it, but everyone's individual. Every GC is an individual project, and everyone looks different. That's what I like about it. When I came back to it, when I sat down on the car after it was unloaded on the truck, I driving it home, I laughed. I was so happy. I was like, it's like, this is what I've been missing, like, for a long time. Because when I was growing up, I couldn't afford this car and all that stuff, and now I could, which is kind of funny because I aimed so high and now I'm going back down, in car terms. But sometimes you gotta go all the way before you find out what you really wanted. You know what I mean? I don't know. So maybe you guys are still on that journey. You're still looking for that their dream car or bike or whatever. But that's kind of like how I made the realization that I actually like the older, simpler cars. I still appreciate the supercars. Don't get me wrong. Someday I might get another one. I just right now it's not really giving me anything extra or anything substantial that I have to have it. Besides, if I want attention and I want to look rich or something. For the bike wise, I got the V4R. I mean, what else do I want besides the V4R, to be honest with you? But what I want, actually, I digress so much, but I want a KTM 1290 Super Duke R Evo, and I really miss how the Super Duke rides, so that's why I kind of want one again. But I remember how hard it was to ride when you're at wind sometimes. But it's not so bad. So it's like, that's the nature of super naked. But I'm just saying, that's a bike I would want if I have to buy another bike right now. That's a bike I'm gonna be looking for. As far as the car goes, I want I don't really want it, but the more I look at it, the 992 GT3, I put a deposit on. I don't know if they're even gonna get me down to the list, because I'm not priority. So I put a deposit in, but like I kind of like it, so we'll see if they actually call me. Yeah, that GT3, the more I look at it, at first it was like, I kind of like the older Porsches, older 911s, but the more I look at it, it's like, it's actually not a bad looking car. It's big, because I had the 997 4S I used to have. That's the right size. I think that was the right size. But a GT3, by the time they call me for the GT3, there's probably going to be a GT3 RS, so it's like, I don't even know if they're going to get to me at all. So I'm probably just going to refund my deposit and whatever. But they take the deposit anyway. So, it's money. So all that to say, the channel is a little stagnant. I hope, I'm sure something's going to happen throughout the year, but I don't want to make something, that's not organic. I don't want to make something up, basically, is what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to do things when there's nothing going on with the bikes. I can think of so I'm thinking, I mean, I'm opening my mind to maybe vlogging again. Sometimes it's interesting. There's a lot of vlogs I've recorded that sounded interesting, and when I watch it, it doesn't sound interesting, and I don't even post it. So we'll see how I struggle with that. And then yeah, so if you guys are sticking around, my subscriber count has grown steadily, slowly but steadily, you know, and I appreciate that for the ones that are still keeping the subscription. That, you know, I mean, it still kind of gives me a little bit of motivation. It's still motivating, so I'll keep doing it. So hopefully you guys are starting your New Year's right, and hopefully this year is with everything that's going on, hopefully it's a good one. I mean, I like these open country stuff, you know. I like the looking like this. Like I grew up in the city, but I like looking at stuff like this. Alright guys, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I think the video has been super long, so I'm just gonna end it right here. And once again, Happy New Year, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.